Um, Welcome back to our programming. We are live every Saturday night. Again, I was talking that we had wonderful day in the park. Thank you to Rose Herrera, our council member for City of San Jose. We had wonderful event in Lake Cunningham Regional Park. Free barbecue for all. Everybody got free barbecue. I had it myself. Free pumpkins. I had one too, so I'm gonna be crafting. Or at least I will be cooking, not borscht, but I'm gonna be cooking something out of pumpkin, maybe pumpkin pie. Then I know some of the kids were catching the fish. So I don't know how to catch the fish, but I like to teach others how to catch the fish. So that was good. So I saw kids climbing to the top of the rock because they were so brave. Some other kids and adults learn how to paddle an outrigger canoe with Kamali or Keke Kai. We had big kids action area, so lots of kids came to the area and they really enjoyed jumping in their playground. Of course, I saw resource fair and jobs and community was helping each other. And of course, live music and many local talents were able to participate to come our programming. So that was nice to see. I know we're actually going to be talking this time in advance a little bit. Thank you to Rose Herrera organizing such a wonderful event. And we will have now people coming from Dave Cartesi office who are going to be talking to us about their upcoming event. Hi, how are you? So you are jumping live on air right away. I'm sorry, she just stepped into the office to my studio.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. It is an honor to be here, and I really appreciate your having us here, or having me here, to talk about our upcoming Day on the Bay event. This is a multicultural festival that we will be hosting on October 13th, 2013, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Alviso Marina County Park.
Yeah, that's a wonderful park, and for those who doesn't know, it's in the end of the bay, San Francisco Bay, and used to be very undeveloped area, and I heard it's a wonderful park right now, so I will be going there after new development happening there.
It really is a wonderful park, and it always amazes me as I'm telling people about Day on the Bay how many people don't realize that San Jose actually touches the San Francisco Bay. So this is an incredible opportunity to really bring people up and introduce them to the Bay.
So this would be first number 4 annual Day of the Bay Festival.
Yes, this is our 4th Day on the Bay Festival, and we have had this this festival started after Supervisor Dave Cortese was elected to the County Board of Supervisors. He originally had a similar festival out in District 8 when he was with the City Council.
It's Cunningham Park, right?
Yeah, like Cunningham Park.
And I used to participate in that, and now Rose Herrera had a festival there today. I was just going over with that, and of course we should find out more about your festival, because looks like when they have jobs, resource fair, and community and local talents performing, perhaps we can help everyone know about this event in advance so more people will participate.
Right, we definitely want people to participate in the event. We have lots of great things. One really spectacular thing is we have a really big health aspect, because so the county's main function is health and human services, and so that is really brought into this event much more so I think than it was when it was at Day in the Park. And we have a lot of really great health things going on this year. We have the Lions Club bringing out their health van, so they will be doing BMI and blood pressure checks and other health screenings.
That's all will be complimentary.
That is all complimentary. It is all free. And we also have free flu shots, which are being provided by Walgreens.
That's wonderful. You have lots of sponsors in the health care here.
We do. We also have the Health Trust, who has done an amazing job and is providing. They provided CPR kits, and yeah, so we have the American Heart Association will be out there doing hands-on CPR training. So anybody who comes out and wants to do CPR training, make sure you go to that booth first and sign up because the slots will be limited.
By the way, I'm trained for that. I just don't want you to pass out, but it's okay. I can perform that. But it's always good because to have that training, you never know when you need it.
So true.
And when you have it, it's also complimentary provided?
It is complimentary.
Wow.
Everything is complimentary. We do have free food as well. The only thing that you would pay for if you want to is we have what we call a Taste of Alviso, and it's actually several of the restaurants that are up there in Alviso will have their own booths there as well. And they're restaurants that have been around for a long time. There are several restaurants up there. Some people are familiar with Val's restaurant, which is
it's for a long time. I mean, I went there so many times, and I think ladies working there all their lives. I don't know how old the restaurant, but I heard for a long time.
Yeah,
I mean, years.
Val's is a staple out there, but they are actually not going to participate in our Taste of Alviso, but a lot of your listeners may be familiar with them because they've been around a while. But one restaurant is Maria Elena's. Yeah. Maria Elena's has been around for a while. It's a really, really authentic Mexican restaurant. It's very, very good food. And
okay, so I should try that one.
Yeah, and they will be at our Taste of Alviso, and so will a restaurant called Lunch with Tony. And Lunch with Tony is a really great sandwich shop. They do catering as well, but they have phenomenal sandwiches, and they are going to be participating in our Taste of Alviso.
All right. What about performers? Do you have any performers there?
We do. We have a number of performers. We have a lot of youth-focused performers. So the Evergreen Studio of Music and the Arts is bringing out a number of their performers to participate. We also have some cultural dances that will be taking place. And then we have a DJ who's going to come out and do just kids' activities for some of the time on one of the stages. Our event is actually going to have 2 stages, and there's going to be continuous live performances on both stages. So we have a lot of performances going on. And we will also have Sam and Lisa from K-Bay will be DJing out there for several hours during the day.
So now for vendors, do you have also vendors participating? Like, would they have booths and tables and chairs?
We do. We are actually what we call oversubscribed in that we actually have a waiting list for our booths. So we have a large number of vendors. There's going to be more than 160 vendors out there providing all kinds of great information.
Oh my God, that's a lot. I know it wasn't that many today, and I had to work at the table and try to walk through, but it was far less than 160, so that would be a full day.
Yeah, it is a full day, but as I said, the county is focused on health and human services, and so many resources are available out there for people that they never access just because they don't know about them. And so we try to provide an opportunity for them to learn about the county. So either people know about the county because they use our services, or they need our services and they don't know they exist, or people pay their taxes and just think they're paying their taxes to the county and getting nothing. So we have a little bit of getting nothing in return. So we have a little bit of everything. I know we're going to have the Social Services Agency out there. They are going to be providing CalWorks is a program for families, and it helps parents get back to work so that they can provide for their families. And the Social Services Agency will be out there doing CalFresh as well, which many people know is the old food stamps, but actually now you get like a little debit card that you take to the grocery store or to your restaurants.
Restaurants or stores?
Both.
There are
restaurants, and now the farmers markets as well. Many of them accept. It's called an EBT card, and many of them accept that as well. So it's a little more palatable as far as using than the old food stamps. You'd stand in line and you'd have to get out your food stamps. It was a little embarrassing, but now you just pull out your EBT card. Nobody knows that it's any different than a regular debit card. That's what it looks like. So they'll be doing registration for that. And then we also have another department out there is going to be Department of Weights and Measures, which many people don't know it even exists.
Yes, but it's good to know about weights and measuring. BMI, right?
Oh no, weights and measures is really important because you don't know they exist, but you're happy they're there. They make sure you don't get cheated at the gas station because they actually go around and they check the gas tanks and make sure that they're properly calibrated. So when it says you're getting a gallon of gas, you're actually getting your full gallon.
Oh, that's something first time I hear it.
Yeah.
Can they follow my car? And they can do video about it, and then I know for sure if we have been cheated or not, and we just go around.
Yeah.
That would be a good program to do.
Yeah, so they're going to have their big truck out there that they actually drive out to places. It's really interesting. It's got all these gadgets on the outside. So it's a really great thing to
That's
see.
something to make fun of in my program, because I would like to see that. I was wondering, because you don't actually see how much they put it inside and what they do in it. I used to work in science lab, and we had
Right.
measures, and those measurements equipment we have to calibrate every month.
Right.
So I was wondering about those gas stations. Who calibrated them? How often? And
Yeah.
we're paying a lot of money for
I don't know
that.
how often they get calibrated, but if there are complaints, they do go out. They regularly try and get out and hit all the gas stations, but as you know, there's a lot of gas stations, so it takes a while to get around to all of them. And then, of course, all the supermarket, when you go to the supermarket and you weigh your fruits and stuff, all that has to be calibrated. And so
Yeah.
the Department of Weights and Measures goes out and makes sure you're not getting cheated, basically,
Oh,
for your
so that's
protection.
different weights and measures department. So I'm glad that it exists. We should collaborate with them more often.
Yeah, so they're going to be at Day on the Bay, and those aren't the only, obviously we have all kinds of resources, but we've got a lot of health resources, we've got a lot of county resources, and then we've got a few businesses as well, some health clubs and other organizations are going to be out there providing information. And then one thing that's going to be out there that I think people would really be interested in is we have a lot of people who are going to be there registering for the new Covered California.
Oh, that's Obamacare
Exactly. That's
medical plan.
Yeah, that's California's version of the Obamacare, the health exchange. So we have people who are going to be registering for that and providing information as well. Registration only started this week, so many people are interested and don't really know a whole lot about it, but there's going to be a lot of information at Day on the Bay about it.
Oh, that would be something useful for everyone to know, because I know people don't know where to go. They're asking me. I said, well, I like the first-hand, the people who provided the service. That's the best people to ask for. So that's good. They will be on October 13th in Alviso Park from 10 to 3.
10 to 3.
10 to 3. Now, I know that you have activities in your festival, like zucchini car races. What is that?
We do. We had these great zucchini car races. Last year, Dave said, I want to have zucchini car races, and nobody had ever heard of them, so we had to really figure out what it is, but it was really fun. It was one of the most popular events last year. Basically, we built a track, an 8-foot track with six lanes, and the kids get a zucchini. They get to put on wheels, and then you stick on the wheels with axles, little wooden wheels, and then they get to trick them out with all kinds of decorations. And when they're done, they get to race them, and so they get to go home with a certificate that they participated, and then they get to take their car home with them as well. So it's pretty exciting. That's one great thing that we have for kids.
All right, and I know that other services would be provided for kids as well.
Other services are going to be provided for kids. Kids can go into the Cortese Pumpkin Patch, and they can go around and select pumpkin.
And it's free pumpkin.
It's a free pumpkin.
Yes.
They get to take it home. Yes, they can take it home with them for Halloween. And then we also have the rock climbing wall, so the kids can challenge themselves to race up to the top and ring the bell. And we have bounce houses as well, so they can bounce to their little heart's delight and go home all exhausted and tired, so they can go to bed for that night.
By the way, for those who didn't go to other places, all of this costs a lot of money. If you want to take your kid to bouncing places, that's like per hour. You have to give few dollars out, so it was for pumpkins. So thank you for doing such a nice event where community can get their care and they feel loved and taken care of, at least for one day. And then
You're
it
welcome.
goes from there.
Yeah, you're welcome. We are very happy to provide this event.
Now, you have a lot of great activities, and we talk about food and entertainment already, and we talk about informational resources. Do you have to add anything else to that part?
Let's see. No, we didn't talk about the kayak rides.
No, not
No,
yet.
we didn't talk about
oh,
the
that's
kayak
in
rides.
the bay, because here it was lake kayak rides.
Here it was the lake, but this is actually kayak rides out on the San Francisco Bay. which is
I don't know if I want to try that. I mean, I could be like, ooh, and I'm ending up somewhere.
we actually are in a little protected area
Okay.
in the bay, so it actually, if you wanted to go out to the bay, you actually have to paddle out about 5 miles or something. If you wanted to go truly into the deep part of the bay, we're actually in a little protected area. So it's great. You can get in the kayak ride. We have safety equipment, and then we have the training that someone will provide you as you get into the kayak. And so you can go out, you know, a few hundred yards or more, and then come back in and can say you've been on the San Francisco Bay, which is exciting. One of the most exciting things about it is that this year, very recently, Alviso Marina County Park was listed as a stop on the Bay Area Water Trail, the San Francisco Bay Area Water Trail, which many people don't really know about, but it's for people who are big kayakers and really like to go on kayak trips. The ABAG has created the San Francisco Bay Area Water Trail, and so it's just a list of all the different stops that you have on the bay, and places you can get out and you can go camping, or you can picnic, or you can go on a trail ride or do other things. And so very recently Alviso's name was added to that, because you know, before there was no launch. The launch was closed for many, many years, and it was one of the first things then that Supervisor Cortese did, was to have it dredged out so that it could be utilized. And so now it's a stop, and we're very proud of that and pretty excited, and think that it will really draw a lot of people to Alviso. And so it's exciting to be able to be the first ones out after it's officially launched. So
That's very good. So are you telling me that this is the first time, and we're kind of doing like press release premiere event?
We are. We're actually having like a ribbon cutting and everything there that day during the event. So
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah.
And our listeners always get some fresh news before it comes out.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
here we are. Everybody invited. Also, ribbon cutting ceremony will be happening October 13th, and for kayak people. I was wondering, you were telling all of this. Did you kayak yourself, by yourself? Do you do that?
You can you can kayak by yourself or with others.
Okay.
And there are always people who are singles who would like to go with someone, and so we just tend to put a couple people together if they would prefer that. And then we also have people who go out on their own just because they want to. A lot of people go out with their kids because they want to give their kids the experience of kayaking on the bay. And it's a great way to try kayaking if you've never been kayaking, because you're not going that far where you have to actually rent and pay for the kayak. And if you get out there and don't like it, then you're kind of lost. Yeah, you're kind of lost. So you can give it a try, see if you like it, and then if you really like it, then you can go back to one of the other county parks and do kayaking for longer.
You know, you did such a great advertisement or talking about it that now I want to try it because I never have done it. So now I want to try it. I don't know if I will be safe enough to or brave enough to do it by myself because I maybe will go far away, but then you have to kind of paddle it back.
Then you have to paddle it back, yeah.
So that's the hardest part because you're like, oh yes, I'm in the water, but then on the way back, you don't know what to do.
We do expect to have people out there, the sheriff or the Parks Department out there to help guide people if they need it.
Okay, good. So we always get help there. That's important.
Right.
And safety first. Now, what is the best way to get to the park to attend Day in the Bay?
So if you want to get to attend Day in the Bay, there are several ways you can get to the park. First of all, you can drive. You're not going to. Our event actually takes place on the parking lot, so you can't park in the Alviso Marina County Park. But as you drive up into Alviso, we'll have signs to the event parking, which is actually at George Main Elementary School, which is located at 5030 North 1st Street. And so you park in their parking lot, and we have continuous shuttles that will run between George Main Elementary and the park. And so it'll shuttle people back and forth from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So there's plenty of time to get there before the event opens, and then plenty of time to get back after.
Yeah, sounds like a very great event. And how it's all started?
Well, the whole event got started actually because Supervisor Cortese wanted to provide an opportunity for people to expose them to Alviso and to the county parks and all the wonderful things our county parks do. One thing that's going to be new this year that I forgot to mention when you were just asking about how you get to the park, the other way to get to the park is to bike up. So now this spring, recently the Guadalupe Trail was completed, and so it runs from downtown San Jose. It runs now all the way to Alviso Marina County Park. So you could park in downtown San Jose and ride up to the park, not just during our event, but anytime. But if you decide to bike to our event, we do have a bike valet there who will be there and will watch your bike for you, so don't have to worry about it getting stolen.
Wow.
I know, isn't that great?
It's like
And
premier service.
I know, it is premier service, because while you're there, your bike can actually get a tune-up. There's going to be someone who will be providing tune-ups as well.
Oh.
So
I don't know. It could be like a lot of old bikes coming to your place, so
Could
it's
be.
get a lot of tune-ups happening, and
It
we'll be
could
like,
be.
ooh.
but it's a great way to get exercise and to get out there and to be green while you're going to the park. And you know, we like to promote cycling, and the trail is recently completed, so this is the first year you would actually be able to ride there.
Now, I know that you share a lot of information about this festival, and let's remind everyone where it's going to take a place and when. October 13th.
This event, the 4th annual Day on the Bay Festival, will take place on October 13th, 2013, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Alviso Marina County Park.
And this is free, complimentary for all. If you want to bike, then you can bike from and have your bike tune up at which location starting? It's somewhere in downtown San Jose.
So
right?
you would start somewhere in downtown San Jose and get on the Guadalupe Trail and ride up to Alviso, and as you get to the entrance of the park, there will be signs directing you to the bike valet, and when you get there you can just tell them your bike needs to be serviced and they'll have that tune-up taken care of.
All right. Now, I know Dave Cartesi spent all of his life being a politician, and his father also a politician. This
Yes.
is like a family of politicians, and doing a lot of good work for the community, and all of those festivals, starting like multicultural day festivals and Bay in the Bay, Day in the Bay, on the Bay festival as well. So he always come up with some ideas to bring community together, give them free services, free information, which is much needed.
Yes.
So, and you also work with him.
I do. I work for Supervisor Cortese, so I'm generally in the office every day. Right now we're heavily focused on Day on the Bay because it takes so much to plan the event. But generally during the year I do policy work, so I take a look at the policies that come through that people would like to see put forward, that they think are important, and then I take a look at policies also that staff is recommending, and make sure that things are moving in a direction that we want them to. We've done a number of things since we've been in office. The Older Adult Summit that we hosted in 2011, I believe it was, that focused on mental health services for adults and really examined how mental health services are provided so that we could revamp the system to better provide for the aging population, because as everyone knows, the population is aging.
And by the way, my mom is here also helping me. I don't want her to age without activities. So.
Without activities, and it's changed a number of things in the mental health department, and so things are being provided in a better form where seniors can get to them.
And by the way, I have co-host Arkady Blumin taking care of a lot of Russian-speaking artists and actors and sports community leaders here and performers.
Oh, fabulous!
Yes, so
yeah.
we
Excellent.
involve a lot of seniors here too, keeping them
great.
active.
Yeah,
they're
that's
all
so
immigrants.
important for them to stay active and to eat healthy foods as well. So, we have the senior nutrition program, which is also during the regular year, Supervisor Cortese sits on what we call the Children's, Seniors, and Family Committee. He's and as part of that committee, then he sort of oversaw what they call the senior agenda, which looked at all services provided in Santa Clara County. And they took a look at transportation, they took a look at the senior nutrition program, and they just really tried to come up with ways where they could do better for seniors.
Well, good. Looks like a lot of more things and information we have to cover, and our programming coming
I could do
to
a whole segment on the senior agenda, a whole segment on kids.
and I think it's very important. We have lots of seniors who comes to us and perform here as well, and I think we should meet again and have another program.
Thank you.
And we should work today with spur of the moment. I said, hey, we have to do it. It's coming up, and
Yes,
I want the community know about it, because not everybody likes to travel to Alvisa. I was one of those who are like, Alvisa, who wants to go there? And at number 4th annual day
You're finally going
of the
to
big
come.
festival, I finally going to come. Thank you
And
to
you're
Dave
going to take a
Cortez and
kayak
you.
ride.
Yes, and I'm gonna take kayak ride, and please, I'm gonna bring the camera people with me, please, because you're gonna have a good filming for that day, that's for sure.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, and I know it's not the last time we're gonna see each other, and thank you for coming here.
I'll come here anytime.
And please let us know for everyone that you are policy
I am.
advisor.
I'm a policy aide for Santa Clara County Supervisor Dave Cortez. If you need any more information, you can contact our office at 408-299-5030. You can contact Supervisor Cortez anytime by emailing him at dave.cortez@bos.sccgov.org.
And if you forgot all of those numbers, just contact me, because I'm getting answer service between Russia and America, so it's not to worry. So I'm gonna spell it out for you. Just contact Olga show, and we are here every Saturday night live from 6 to 7 speaking English. So we learn English with everybody else, and we start to speak Russian in about a couple of minutes. Thank you, Olga show.
Thank
So-
you.